This is going to be an unpopular opinion, and I already know the girly pops don't want to hear this, but if you read any of these books by Suzanne Collins and you immediately are like, as soon as you shut the book, are like, oh, I can't wait for the next games. I can't wait for the next book. I wonder who it's going to be about. You are the person in the Capitol who waits every year for the reaping so you can figure out which one of the teenagers you are going to bet on winning. Nope. And I will not elaborate for...
Okay, as always, please do not go give that creator hate, even if they have a really bad take. Okay, so I think this person follows me on my main account, and I'm not sure if they follow me on my backup on TikTok. But the reason that I saw their video is because multiple mutuals of mine replied to it, and were not happy with it. And since I made a video recently about the Hunger Games, and since our family, we are all big fans of the series, and also just because I'm a fan of fiction, including fiction that can be very dark, I want to share my thoughts on this perspective, this opinion. So I made a video recently where I said, hey, I think we should all go reread The Hunger Games. Because I've been getting lots of comments from folks who are self-proclaimed Democrats or progressives who are saying that maybe the only way to teach MAGA a lesson is for their kids to suffer the loss of their, their Medicaid, their SNAP, their free school lunch, their Department of Education, their disability services for their kids, their IEPs. Like maybe the only way for MAGA to learn is for their children to suffer, right? It has to hit that close to home. And of course I was like, no, we do not punish innocent people, or we do not hope that innocent people suffer so that the guilty people, the people who have caused the harm, will learn their lesson, right? We do not use little children as a conduit to seek retribution on adults. And I was saying we cannot be the Coins of the world. Katniss realized that Coin was just the same as Snow when she not only ordered the bombing of the children who were fleeing at the Capitol, but then she also wanted to reconstitute the Hunger Games, using children, harming children in order to teach adults a lesson, in order to get adults to come to heel. Someone in my comments said, oh, don't you know her name? Coin means that she is the other side of the coin from Snow, right? It's two sides of the same coin. Which thank you for whoever said that. I did not put that together, right? And in our household, we've had a lot of conversations about the Hunger Games. We really love the books. I think they are extremely thought-provoking. And in our household, we are all eagerly anticipating whatever next Hunger Games book comes out. That doesn't make us the same as the people in the Capitol who are excited about the next reaping. It makes us people who enjoy fiction, the stories that an author can create and the lessons we can learn, the conversations we can have, the way we can use fiction to better understand each other and our world, and also better understand critiques of American society. One of the reasons we all love the Hunger Games so much is because it is so relevant to what is happening here in America. Doesn't mean that we delight in the suffering of little children. Like, I'm really struggling to see this leap. I read Butcher and Blackbird. It doesn't mean that I'm as bad as a serial killer because I enjoyed that book and was looking forward to, getting to the next chapter. Like, I love Lord of the Rings, but that doesn't make me Saruman wanting to build an army of Uruk-hai. Like, I'm really struggling to see the connection or the assertion that this creator is making. When we read fiction that shocks and horrifies us, it helps us connect with our own values, right? The things about those stories that are so upsetting to us help us connect with all of the ways that we would want to do something different, the ways that we would want to fight back against that. It doesn't mean that we would want to be like those people. I want to read the next Hunger Games book because I want to have more conversations with my children about American society, about ethics, about morals, about the rights of children, about the way we build just and sustainable societies. Not because I'm as bad as somebody who's anxious to see children fight each other to the death. So I don't know. Again, don't go give that creator hate, but I really think that this is almost a dangerous position. This reminds me of, like, you shouldn't play violent video games because it'll make you a homicidal maniac, when we know that video games are a safe space to try out, to test out, to think about, to work through issues around violence. and that statistically they don't actually make children or any of us more violent, and they don't decondition us when it comes to real human violence, because our brains are able to understand fictional violence that is happening with animated characters versus real violence in our real lives. Those things don't correlate. This is the same argument. Wanting to read the next Hunger Games book means that I love fiction and the things fiction can help me work through. It doesn't mean that I am going to become a violent person or I'm an immoral person who wants to use children to control society, to use the suffering and death of children to control society. That's what this regime is doing. And I guarantee you they don't read and enjoy the Hunger Games. We are living in a society that is trying to ban more and more books and say that they are dangerous because they give people dangerous ideas and they make false assumptions about what reading literature does for us. And so I think we need to be concerned about trying to draw connections and make assertions that just don't hold water. I am looking forward to the next Hunger Games book, and I actually feel like I need to reread the whole series. I feel like in light of what has happened in the last several weeks, we could all do with rereading the series, and that doesn't make us bad people. It makes us good people that want to wrestle with really hard issues.